Good morning. My name is Megan Edwards of Focus Communications, and today we're getting an update from Rackla Metals, who trades on the TSX.V under the symbol RAK. Joining me is Rackla's CEO and Director Simon Ridgway and VP Exploration Scott Casselman. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for the invite, Megan.
Thank you, Megan.
So, Simon, to start things off, for those new to the Rackla story, could you introduce us to the company and your portfolio of projects along the Tombstone Gold Belt?
Yeah, so as you just stated, Rackla is active in the Yukon Territory, focused specifically on the Tombstone Gold Belt and on the eastern side of that belt.
All right. And this year, Rackla embarked on your maiden exploration program, where we saw the company focus your hard work around your flagship Astro-Plutonic complex. Now, Simon, Rackla was an early mover in this district after success of Snowline. So for our listeners, what grabbed your attention about this target area in your search for the next reduced intrusion related gold systems or RIRGS?
Yeah, so I lived in the Yukon way back in the early 90s and worked in the Tombstone Gold Belt on the western side of the belt. Kind of at that time, there were several gold discoveries on the western side of the belt, and the eastern part of the belt was more known for base metal discoveries, tungsten, lead, zinc. So when I saw Snowline's discovery a couple of years ago, I took a hard look at the availability of prospects on the east side of the belt where Snowline was. And there was a lot of open ground based upon these reduced intrusive bodies that had shown some gold potential in the geochem that had been done by the government and other operators. So I quickly acquired a large land position right along the border of the Yukon and Northwest Territories.
And one of the standouts from the campaign is your early success at the Hit property, where you intercepted long intervals of mineralization in 2 of the first 5 holes of drilling. Scott, can you walk us through the work completed at Hit in 2023 and what you've learned about the target for the next phase program?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a small amount of historical work scattered over the years on Hit, mostly focused around the periphery of the intrusion. And that work had identified a few showings, but they weren't focused on a reduced intrusion model at Hit. So 2023 was our first year on the ground there. We did an abundance of surface work, starting with an airborne geophysical survey to get the magnetic signature, and then followed that up with some soil sampling, or in the case of this property, it's more talus fine sampling because it's above tree line. There isn't much soil development, prospecting and mapping. And that work was very successful in identifying what we observed on surface to put us into the reduced intrusion model.
So to follow up on that, Scott, you've got this large target area at Hit. Will the future focus be around the 2023 discovery area, or will we see more broad approach to exploration, as it's quite a large prospect?
A little bit of both. It'll primarily be focused onto the discovery area, which is the area where shown on this map, where drill holes Hit 3 and 4 occurred. We do have a little bit more work to do around the periphery as well to expand our talus fine sampling. So out to the northwest, there's room to expand there, and over in this region to the south and to the east, there's room to expand on that soil anomaly. We haven't quite closed it off. We were getting good results all along, so we'll do some more work to follow up on all of that.
Now, to have that early success at Hit must be very encouraging for the company, as it really is a needle in a haystack when looking for these deposits up north. Simon, when you look at regional RIRGS discoveries, does Hit show similar characteristics to other deposits?
Absolutely. I mean, we are certainly in a RIRGS system. I mean, we haven't hit, real strong economic grades yet over broad intervals, but we've had 130 meters of a quarter gram, and within that there's been a couple of economic grades, 16 meters of 0.6 and 30 meters of 0.6, 45 meters of 0.5, and that is right in, if you look at Victoria Gold's mine that is in production right now, a RIRGS system, they're mining similar grades to that. So we are certainly in a RIRGS system. We just need to expand it. I think we're right on the edge of the visible intrusive, so we need to look under the sediments all around the intrusive, and that's why we think that the economic deposit will be preserved, because it's under the sediments.
In your exploration summary news release from last month, you highlighted some of the surface results from the SCR property. Scott, can you walk us through some of the data you collected in this campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just get to a slide here. So this is the SIR property. It's centered around the Kelvin stock. It as well had a bit of historic work done on it, focusing again mostly on the outside of the intrusion. We focused our work following up on anomalous gold results that they had from soil sample grids and rock sampling. We expanded on those grids, did a lot more prospecting, and brought our work inside the intrusion. And again, similar to HIT, we identified some strong sheeted veins, which I have circled here, and very strong gold and arsenic geochemistry on the southeastern corner of the intrusion. We didn't get a chance to drill it in 2023, but that would be one of the main focuses for our work going forward in 2024.
Now, some of those surface samples collected outside of the Kelvin stock are very encouraging. Couple that with a successful geophysical survey, and it looks like you've got a significant target here for 2024. Scott, from a geologic perspective, what is the data telling you about this property?
Basically, it's telling us the same thing that we saw at HIT. It looks like another reduced intrusion system. It's very close to HIT. It's located approximately between 5 and 10 kilometers away from HIT. So we've got the same environment, and I would expect with some drilling, we'll see good, encouraging results similar to what we're seeing at HIT.
And Simon, to cap things off, can you give our listeners a brief overview of what excites the company about your portfolio of properties and what investors can expect to see from the company in 2024?
Well, we've made 2 discoveries in our first visit to the region. These prospects that we're looking at had not been really explored before for these big systems. So we're pretty excited about the drill results and also about the surface results we've been getting from the SER property. So we're off to a great start. We're financed. We'll be drilling as soon as we can get back into the prospects, which probably won't be till, well, maybe it'll be early June next year, not late June, because the camp's set up. We're kind of ready to go. So I think we're going to have a very exciting summer next year.
Absolutely. Well, once again, we want to thank you for your time today, Simon and Scott, and we look forward to having you back on for the next Rackla update.
Thank you for the invite again, Megan. Nice talking to you.
Thank you, Megan.